What's good, YouTube? It's Nonstop No with another video. Coming with you guys with a late post-fight review for the Thurman versus Lopez fight. I missed the fight on Saturday, thinking it was like a 7:30 fight Pacific Standard Time, but it wasn't. It was all early at 5 o'clock p.m. over here on the West Coast. So totally missed it. Had to catch a stream later on during that night. So I said, fuck it. I'll just review the fight tomorrow, which is today. So my apologies with that. That was just that was a mistake on my part. So I'll pay attention next time around on the times. They got to fix those times. Nobody expects fights at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not trying to blame them or anything like that. I'm just saying that when we watch fights, that's just what it is. We watch fights around early as 7:30. Usually we watch, not a main event card, but at least the main card itself would be 8, 9 o'clock starting. So anyways, that's just me criticizing the time. It should be later. Anyways, my post-fight review. I got it to first off go on my prediction. My last video, I predicted that Keith was going to stop Lopez mid to late rounds. Obviously, I was wrong. It happens. It's the fight game. I put too much stock in Thurman. And also, I forgot how much of a game opponent that Josecito Lopez is. This guy, even though he's a journeyman, he's fought him and he's fought them all. So he does have that experience in big fights. He loses them, but he's up there and he makes them competitive for however long it lasts. Be it Maidana, he hurt Maidana. Be it Berto. Be it the big one with Ortiz when he broke his jaw. He got the shit kicked out of him by big ass Canelo Alvarez. But how that fight was. But he's been there before, so this wasn't something new. So that's my fault on underestimating him like I was. So props, big time props to Josecito Lopez, the Riverside Rocky. Thurman. Let's get to Thurman, man. I got a lot of shit that I want to talk about him. Came out first round, pawing the jab. Both of them were filling each other out. And the second round came along. Obviously he dropped Josecito, 15, 20 seconds before the second round bell rung. Got him with a check left hook coming in. Obviously didn't have enough time to stop him because the seconds were already running out from that the second round. Third round was telling. It basically put a switch in so Josecito's head, saying, all right, I'm gonna come harder. So that's what Josecito does. He's not laying down for nobody. You have to get him out of there. Again, that's my fault. I forgot. I haven't watched that guy fight for a minute now. But Josecito is not laying down for anybody. You have to get him out there. He will go out on his shield. He's that guy. He's not going to back up if he gets hurt. He's going to fight harder when he gets hurt. Um, and that's what we saw. Round three comes, he comes blazing, saying, "No, this ain't not going to be no easy task." Um, Thurman definitely saw a ton of ring rust, man. That, and just like my last video, that's the only concern that I had. I said everything, he has everything um for him except being on that long layoff, that 22 month, 23-month layoff, that basically 2-year layoff. That inactivity. And it showed. It showed from, I want to say, mid to late rounds. It showed. I did not like his body language through most of the fight. I did not like his punches. Is it me, or did anybody else notice that? Remember when Thurman was on his way up and was fighting all these dudes and stuff like that, dropping them, and Jesus Soto Coraz, and what's that other dude's name? The first fight I saw with Thurman was with that Chavez guy from Argentina. Body shot, nice ass body shot. It was on an HBO card, like a couple years back. And he just had more. He had more in his punches. He had more power in those punches. He gave it more. He turned into it more. He dedicated his punching. That's what he was known for. He was a boxer. Don't get me wrong, but he was a boxer puncher. He didn't used to run around the ring like this so much. He would plant his feet and he would let off some thudding punches. And that's another thing too. Did you hear any grunts from Thurman this go round? That's another thing that was telling. Usually when he shoots his power shots, he'll us, he'll us, he'll grunt, he'll breathe hot, and I did not. Everything was through his nose, that was telling. He was not setting his punches up where it was big punches. It seemed like he was worried about the return than actually throwing his shot. He was, and I've seen this a lot. I've done it with me when I was starting to box too. You would anticipate the other guy's shot before you even commit to your shot. And that's not a good look, because you're not putting your all in that one shot. You're not trusting your shot. You're not as confident with that shot. And that was really telling, man. We know who the power puncher is in this fight. It's Thurman. He did not commit. He did not bite down and just throw those shots. He didn't do that. Or was it just me? He usually grunts when he swings his shots, those hard shots. Another thing I did not like with Thurman, he wasn't committed to the body. We've seen if Thurman looks at boxing like you could tell he studies boxing. You could tell he looks at tape and stuff like that. If he actually looked at tape and looked at Josecito's fights that he lost to, and in the big fights that he lost to, body shots. This is just off the head. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really say 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Canelo dropped him with a body shot a few times. Again, a big ass Canelo. And I think Maidana dropped him with a body shot a few times. So what is Thurman doing here, not committing to the breadbasket of Josecito? I did not like that. He went down there a few times, but he didn't. It wasn't his plan of attack. It should have been his plan of attack since round one. Body. Body shot. Body shot. Um, what another thing too? The last thing that was really telling was just his. No, last. I got two things. I'm sorry. When he got hurt the seventh round, and he popped his head back. He does this all the time too. Once he starts to get hurt or popped or whatever, and it's gonna catch up to him eventually. It was just way more telling to go around. Again, I don't know if it was the inactivity from the 2 years. Trying to give him benefit of the doubt. He pulls back. He pulls straight back with his hands down. The number one thing you do not do in a boxing match is go straight back, pull all the way back with your head down. I'm sorry, with your hands down. That's the number one thing on the list you do not do. Period. That's the number one thing they teach you in the gym. And these are coming from, 8 to 10-year-olds to, up. Don't pull straight back with your hands down. Keep your hands up. Angles. Slip. He went all the way back. Now, put Earl Spence in Josecito's situation. What the hell do you think Earl Spence would have done in that particular time in round 7? With Thurman pulling all the way back with his hands down. He would have jabbed the shit out of him, because it's the longest reach you could have, and cut that fucking ring off. It would have been over. So he's lucky he had a guy in Josecito that didn't really know how to cut that ring off. That his Thurman's feet was really working for him. But that 7th round, that was a 10-8 round for me, for Josecito. It looked like freaking Khan versus Danny Garcia up in that bitch, just hitting up all around the ring, beating him up. Another thing that was telling was the last and final round. And just from the 7th round on, Thurman was content of winning a 12 round decision. You saw it. He just wanted to go all 12 rounds, especially the 12th and final round. He literally gave that round up. He said, fuck it, I'm just gonna run around, lateral movement the whole time, and not get touched by this kid. And survive the 12th round, because I know I have the fight in the bag. I did not like that. What happened to the killer instinct of? Again, I'm from a school where you finish strong. You start strong and you finish strong at the same time. You're supposed to finish strong. I don't know. I don't care if you're the champ or not, or if you're the favorite or not. You finish just like you started. That's what you do. And coming from Thurman, all that shit he talks, and he talks really good, man, for a boxer. Really articulate, really sure of himself. But it did not translate in last night's fight with Josecito Lopez, because he brung it and he almost had him out of there. What's next for both guys? Thurman, evidently, he's going to need another quote-unquote tune-up, obviously. This was not a good showing. I thought it was just going to be a showcase fight. I heavily underestimated Josecito. He needs Thurman needs another tune-up before he gets in a ring with a Porter rematch or a Danny Garcia rematch or whatever. Because Danny would fuck Thurman up right now. This Thurman that we saw last night, you're only as good as your last fight. That's what Thurman said out of his own mouth. This is the last fight. This is the latest fight that we've seen out of Thurman. So he's telling you right now, he's only as good as his last fight, as his latest fight. That's Thurman right now. He got a lot of work to do, man. Again, the weigh-in as well. I did not like how his physique looked. Hopefully that, you know, he'll get that situated as well his next go around. As for him fighting Pacquiao next, I heard him say that on the post fight. This Thurman, it will be really dangerous trying to fight and that's sad, dude. It would be really dangerous trying to fight a 40-year-old Pac that just beat up on Adrian Broner, because he still had glimpses of a prime Pac. Pacquiao has a legit shot to get Thurman out of there right now. Big fight, but as far as who wins that fight, I don't know. Years I thought it was going to be Thurman, no problem, but now I don't know. For Josecito, man, he's back on the map. He showed a good account of himself. Does not have to hang his head low at all. Again, coming from me, I thought he was just gonna get, you know, basically just washed and showed up, but he showed up and showed out. To be honest, and made Thurman look horrible, and made Thurman look like he was questioning himself in the ring. For Josecito's next fight, man, I mean, he could get. He's going to be on another major card soon. Rather be it like a Broner fight, you know, or Danny Garcia fight. Well, Danny Garcia got to get through Adrian Granados. That's going to be a good fight. But anyways, you know, something like that, I could see him getting in there with some of the top guys, no problem, and well deserved that he should. Yeah, man, that's my post fight review. Again, sorry I couldn't do an immediate post fight because I missed the damn fight. You know, messed up on the times. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on another fight night with another prediction and another post fight review. Deuce.